This list is bigger than the others because I like watching OPs a lot. In fact, I watched like 80 to 90% of all the OPs that came out this year. So if it's not on this list, then it probably sucks! Also, I put some semblance of thought into this list, so let me explain something real quick. Music is cool, but visuals are also really important, and you need both of them to have a really good OP. All 25 of these have both and are truly the best of the best. I'll go through the first 15 on this list rather quickly, 25 to 11, and then we'll get a little bit more analytical as we head closer and closer to the top. So strap the fuck in, kids! I don't know what I watched, but I think I had fun. This reminds me of like old Disney insert songs or something. Smooth guitar work and cool digital effects could actually convince you that this is a good show you're watching. 7/4 Time drives this song down an avenue of pure grit and beautiful toughness as images of wolves symbolize the main character. One of the most immediately impactful OPs of the year. Hilarious use of sound effects along with the beautiful comic book style presentation make this OP a blast to watch, not to mention the song's fun, dynamic tone. Great scene compositions and one of the best uses of credits within the year. This OP is memorable for both of those, along with this really bizarre, almost glitchy song that kinda reminds me of the Hozuki OP from last year. With a full-size orchestra, this OP feels like you're watching a movie rather than a TV show, but its pleasant melodies fit well with the laid-back scenes until it moves into a more dramatic tone. Even better is that the OP changes halfway into the show, playing a new part of the song instead. Usually these sorts of weird moe OPs where the characters just sing the plot of the show, they tend to suck a lot, but Josh&Chan owns this style with its wild range of musical genres, almost like a knockoff baby metal song. Not to mention the character art is clean as fuck. Hilarious clips and great transitions on top of an amazing bass line that make this one of the best songs on the list. And not to mention they did the JoJo sound effects in the last episode to make it even better. Though I should mention that this would probably be like 10 spots higher if they did literally anything in the second half. Well, look who realized the importance of good OPs. Someone's been watching Mr. Basement. Anyway, amazing song, tons of energy, super hype, and the OP is constantly moving. It feels like there's always something going on, which is great. And the shots themselves are pretty good, actually. Good, sharp imagery. What the fuck? Holy fucking shit, are they trying to crash my computer? How the fuck did they make this? Though it's still in the lower half of this list because it's busy and weird to a fault, because I can't really tell what the fuck I'm supposed to be looking at. And the song is gimmicky, to put it nicely. Pure hilarity. Nothing else I can really say other than that this OP put a huge smile on my face with all the different characters, and the fucking bookshelves acting as audio levels is one of the most genius things I have ever seen. The raw blues rock aesthetic sounds really great, tons of things to love within this song, and the visuals present themselves with lots of bizarre, shape-shifting images that are equal parts amazing and unsettling. Also, I love how the credits just kinda warp in like that. Overall, one of the most unique OPs this year. As usual, JoJo dazzles with its style. Amazing color design, great imagery, cool transitions, yeah, whatever, it's a fucking JoJo OP. This is one of the weakest ones in the series and it's still in my top 15. I really dig the song though. I love how quiet it gets for a second in the middle until belting out that fighting gold chorus with the dramatic strings in the back. It's not really over the top, but it damn well gets the job done. Gonna be honest, I liked this a lot more when it first came out. It was in my top 10, but when actually constructing this list, I realized the visuals aren't all that interesting until you get to the chorus. But then it's downright adorable, easily one of the best sequences of anything on this list. And the song is kinda nice and touching, it has a good vibe to it. So it's still a great OP, one of the best of this year, but not quite enough to make the top 10. This song has a hook that's sweet and sticks to you like peanut butter. Oh, it's such a catchy song. On top of that, Spice combines its traits of cute moe girls and badass espionage to make something that's, well, both cute and cool at the same time. Though this OP falls just short of the top 10 for a couple reasons. It had to be redrawn in a couple places, and the timing could be better overall, at least towards the end. But it's still a lot of fun for what it succeeds in. And here we are, the top 10. Oh boy. Now I feel a little more obligated to talk about these because these are really great. Really, really great. Alright, number 10. Imagine crafting one of the best OPs of the year by taking some college kids' nature photography and using that as the base of your visuals. No, seriously, the low frame rate, the misty border, the glyphs transforming into credits, and this amazingly beautiful, almost hypnotic song come together for a fantastic opening. I don't know how they did this because slow songs like this almost always turn me off, but every time I listen to it, it feels like these 90 seconds just fly right by. Great percussion and Chaima's beautiful voice aren't really confined to a specific song structure, so it feels like one continuous journey through the wondrous land that this opening presents. They really couldn't have done this any better. As much as I like the OP of the original Science Gate, Hacking to the Gate was never that great of a song to me. I know, blasphemy, but Fatima is great. Instant favorite with its distant violins and some rather mysterious vocal melodies. It doesn't quite sound negative, but it does sound like something is vaguely wrong in its tone. And then it kicks into high gear with an action-packed chorus with an amazing drop. Tremendous song, visuals are great of course, I love the characters reflected through glass shards and colorless gears, and the various instances of time passing and world lines replicating are awesome. Oh no, guess who is back? Black Clover is back. And black, I guess. Actually, if there's anything the series has going for it, it's that it delivers a bomb-ass OP every season. Guess Who Is Back, the fourth in the series, is the best so far with its diverse set of styles. What immediately seems like your typical rock song with anthemic vocals drops into a more pop-based style with a catchy vocal line, until it rises back up again to bring the hype. I love the impact of each of these frames, and the slow animation keeps it from looking empty. It's every bit as hype and badass as I'd expect from something that wants to be considered a premium shonen anime.
Coming in, coming out, my wallet me tell me now. No tsunami leather, you can't see me, but you hear me loud.
Come on, you knew this would be on the list. This OP is literally so good that people made memes about how good it was.
Yo, Sydney, what's that? It's my fucking jam!
Seriously, the song starts off extremely well with its booming bass and the fire-ass rap, leading into a bright, catchy guitar riff, but then the song goes into this build-up with a drop that's just... wait for it. Oh my god, they could not have executed that any better. Fortunately, they didn't slouch on the visuals either, using this very eclectic color palette and the credits flickering in, taking over the screen in the midst of some pretty cryptic character shots. Even though this is only number 7, it probably has the most immediate impact out of anything on the list. It stands out the furthest and makes the best impression in the shortest amount of time. If anyone said this was their favorite of the year, I wouldn't argue with them. Same with everything else higher on the list. So while I lamented on how my opinion of Wodakoe's OP fell off, Yuru Camp went on the rise for the planning of this list, originally missing the top 10. I really thought this OP wasn't as good as the hype for it implies, but I gotta admit, the cheery instrumentation and the catchy melodies are undeniably contagious. Backed by the strength of its character, not you, designs, it has this really exciting, colorful, and uplifting tone to it. I just get really happy when I listen to this. Aesthetically, it has a really clever use of credits, being a literal part of the background in the first verse, even though I don't think it was as good as it could have been. But what they did perfect is the timing of this OP. Not just the timing of the transitions, but the transitions themselves. Look how they fade into the background shots before snapping right into a credit card. And the sliding movement in the chorus just makes me want to swing my body back and forth to the rhythm. What a great OP. What a great OP. And oh man, it still gets better from here. Top 5, here we go. What are my 2 favorite things? Yeah, okay, that's correct. But what are 2 other favorite things of mine? Monochrome aesthetic and cool transitions. Caligula's OP is my fetish. And it's not just a matter of black and white colors, it's the way the colors change when different layers intersect with the characters that make this so damn cool. What colors this OP does have are still pretty dark and even a little dirty, which keeps it pleasant on the eyes while adding some much needed flavor. And the way different clips flow into one another create this great feeling of momentum throughout. Paradigm Box is an amazing song, it's over the top, and it's kind of excessive, but I like the singer's accent and the epic vocal harmonies placed around, like little sound mines that detonate at the right moment, along with this really epic finale. Obviously, I can't really tell you what exactly is happening in this OP, which is pretty fitting for the show itself, but it's one of the most aesthetically pleasing and fun to watch openings of the year. In terms of visual finesse, I don't think we got anything better than Hanebado this year. Just look at this animation. Super clean, gorgeous color design, it is visually arresting. Remember what I said about the timing for Yuru Camp? That shows up again in this OP. Each part transitions quickly in the beginning, along with a couple subtleties within the verse, and then the cuts drag out longer when the song slows down a bit, with a color that drains along with the optimism of the song, only to return seconds later. And then you get the same part from before? No, look, it's actually different. It's showing the second part of each cut. That's a genius use of song structure. Like, really? How many OPs out there have visuals that are so in tune with the actual song? That's like super duper clever, actually. I'm floored about this. Hell, they even do some cool shit with the credits at the bottom, like Hanebado and its staff get an A+ gold star for how well they handle the fundamentals of using the OP as a tool to enhance the anime. Or something like that. Ah, man, that was good. Wait, that was only number 4? They could have easily been best OP of the year. You're telling me there were 3 better OPs in the same year than that? Well, yeah, actually. This year was really strong. I think these next 3 could have individually taken best OP, and that would have been a satisfying winner, honestly. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. Number 3. Out of all the OPs this year, the one that made me the most interested in watching its respective anime was Devilman Crybabies. I didn't actually plan on watching this show, but for some reason I saw this, and I just knew. There's no way this anime could be anything less than really interesting if it's gonna use this as its OP. You don't just drop fucking Rorschach images without having an interesting story in some way. You don't have this extremely unsettling, ink-soaked aesthetic with the only actual color being the blood red of the credits on accident. And you don't use a song that sounds like something a dark Daft Punk would bump at a nightclub in hell just because you felt like it. The funny thing is that the imagery of this OP is pretty much just a jumbled retelling of the plot, but of course you have no way of knowing that until you watch the full show, which is the exact right way to do foreshadowing. And even if it's not saying much, it's just damn good to watch. It's meticulous and menacing, but it really drew me into the show, which is probably the best compliment you can give to an anime opening. Now, let's take a step back. I asked if there was a better OP than Hanebado when it comes to the unity of visuals and audio. Well, to answer my own question, yes, there was actually. Within the same season, no less. While I would say that Hanebado made great use of a song that was handed to them, Happy Sugar Life goes a step further by using a song that feels like it was made specifically for this anime. Okay, I know that most OPs use songs that are specifically made for their respective anime and all, but I really mean that they asked for a song in a very specific style and structure and tone that would reflect the content of the anime. Try as I might, I cannot picture a different OP that would be even slightly better or more fitting than the one that was given for Happy Sugar Life. Starting off with a sweet and peppy rock intro with some nice colorful images, albeit animated rather weirdly, things get pretty odd rather fast as the instrumentation breaks into this harshly unsettling riff that sounds like an alarm going off. For the most part, the picture is still pretty colorful, but it fights against these glitchy effects which ultimately prevail, revealing a much darker, creepier side of the show. That introductory peppy tone returns soon enough with some more charming imagery, but then this happens. Talk about a fucking mood swing, the song just developed schizophrenia. The vocals are mumbling while this dark triplet guitar riff chugs along. The colorful images that once littered the video are now gone, replaced with shadowy figures and scratchy lines. The lone bright spot, an angelic chibi of Shio, floats around the foreground but remains out of reach for these characters, until appearing before a pink-haired girl trapped among a web of thorns. With a short pre-chorus, the OP continues battling its two contrasting styles. This part of the song is optimistic, and the visual would like to tell you the same, but it does so in a rather manipulative, disturbing way, trying to hide the fact that something is very clearly wrong with the whole situation. Then the chorus kicks in to provide the ultimate blend of everything that's been demonstrated. The song remains poppy, but doesn't leave out those harsh, unsettling synths in the back. Shadowy figures embrace each other while trapped in a glass jar with all sorts of fun, colorful things spinning and dancing around them. Cakes and candies and stars, but look at them. They're like photographs. They're artificial. They don't match the presentation of the anime. So it's like trying to be cute and fun, but it's actually disturbing. It's fake and hollow. And all of that is what this anime is about, and they communicated this in astoundingly brilliant ways. I'll say it again, no OP this year was able to reflect the themes and tone of their respective anime better than Happy Sugar Life did here. And all that being said, it's a fucking great song. Like, seriously, it's kind of gimmicky, but each section transitions so well, and as unsettling as parts of it may be, it's oddly catchy and not unpleasant on the ears. Tremendous job all around to everyone who was involved in making this gem. It's one of the best openings I have ever heard. And now, number 1. Seriously, I can't believe there is something better than that this year. But funny enough, my number 1 OP was actually decided pretty early on. It was one of the first OPs that I saw this year, and I just knew immediately that nothing's going to beat it. There's no way. It's kind of a mood killer, actually, knowing that everything in the year is fighting for second place. Maybe that JoJo OP should have been called Fighting Silver instead. But anyway, this wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened, because in 2017, the first OP that I saw was actually the best OP of that year as well. It was for Rakugo Season 2. Amazing OP. I knew nothing would beat it, and nothing did. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction. Nothing's going to beat Mob Psycho. What the fuck, Studio Bones? This is literally unfair. You can't do this to your OP. How the fuck is anyone expected to compete with this? Anyway, I kind of rambled a lot about that, but I assure you, I'm confident in this pick. My number 1 best OP of the year is Pop Team Epic from Pop Team Epic. I love the other 24 openings on this list, but none of them were able to match the creativity and diversity of what Pop Team Epic brought to the table. Using its multimedia presence to its advantage, it literally goes out of the boundaries of anime to present itself, being shown on a TV that someone smashes with a spiked bat in real time, then firing a volley of animated manga panels to pay homage to the series' origins. And the thing about Pop Team Epic is that it's an anime about nothing and everything. There's no way it could be contained in one single image or style or really anything. Like I said, it exceeds the limits of anime within this OP alone. The two characters, Papako and Pipimi, are just everywhere. They transform into other objects, their faces are plastered onto various things, and if there's anything I can infer from this shot, it's that we, as an audience, can only witness what these characters are capable of doing. They're just gonna do what they want, and they can do anything. They turn into spaceships and destroy a planet. They circle around and see a myriad of sights and sounds and objects. They themselves turn into all sorts of characters. They blend into various cultures, and oh my god, this sequence is so fucking amazing. The credits circling around the characters is one of the most brilliant uses of credits I have ever seen. And there's just so much going on in this. Holy fuck! See, unlike Bakabon, which was just weirdly styled, this is cluttered by just throwing completely random shit on screen. But each thing is weirdly enough on its own that all of it is super entertaining and worth examining. That really describes this OP. It's just a bunch of stuff. Who is this guy? I don't know, but it's a cool shot. What does all this mean? Probably nothing, but it's cool. I like it, it's fun. I look at this OP and I just see fun. I see a mixture of influences and styles and personalities. Like the characters themselves, the staff had the freedom to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do with this OP. And the end result is a treasure chest full of valuable things that are worth examining. The song itself somehow manages to fit into the equation. It's produced in this weird way that makes it seem really artificial, but I don't mean that in a bad way. The odd vocals and minor tone combined with all these swirling electronics and some occasionally glitchy sounds, it just works with this anime. And it's not at all normal, it's just really strange, but oddly catchy and fun. I love this OP. I really, really love it. But again, there was some really, really tough competition for the number 1 spot. And this OP alone might not have beat out Happy Sugar Life, but it has a trump card. See, the guys who made this OP are Kamikaze Doga, who previously did the openings for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure up until Part 4. So, you know what they did for the last time they played the OP? They JoJo'd it! That's it. It's officially won. Nothing can beat this. I don't know why, but there's something so satisfying about this version. Probably because the sound effects themselves are really high quality and mixed pretty well with the audio, but it just feels like a whole new ballgame with this extra layer of pure fun added to the mix. I think we just need to accept that Kamikaze Douga are gods at making anime OPs, and no one can even get close to their abilities. That's all I can really say. Pop Team Epic is the best, and I look forward to whatever this anomaly of a series will bring to the table next. Thanks for watching, everybody. This video was exhausting to make, but I'm glad I could make it. And I've still got more to do. Oh god, kill me, please. Top 10 anime of 2018, so please subscribe and check that out. Yeah, alright. Tutoru.